Evening everyone, welcome back to my channel, True Crime with Jess Rose. And tonight I want to look at a case that I will warn you, it's very sad, it's very distressing. I'll probably catch my throat a couple of times talking about it. But I have been asked to do it, and also a couple of people, well, quite a few people haven't heard of this case, which if you have heard of it, the name Baby P will automatically throw you back to 2007 when this case happened. And Baby P was Peter Connelly, a little boy born on the 1st of March 2006, and just beautiful, gorgeous little boy. You know, I will put a link in the bottom, but just beautiful. And the early photos of him, they're gorgeous, such chubby cheeks, big blue eyes, you know, just such a beautiful little boy. But in November 2006, Peter's life was to change. Now, Peter's mum's Tracy Connelly, she's 25, and like I say, November 2006, she meets a man by the name of Stephen Barker, and that's when Peter's life just changed forever. I told you my voice would catch. In December of 2006, a GP, I think she might have took Peter there, sorry, Tracy might have took Peter there for a sniffle or something, but the GP noticed there was a lot of bruises to his face and his chest, and Tracy was arrested, and Peter was taken and given to a family friend, you know, because obviously he was seen he was in danger. Social services were involved, and he was taken out of harm's way. Now, like I say, social services were involved with Peter, and the social services that were involved is Haringey. Now, if you've watched my Victoria Climbier video, Haringey will ring a bell to you. And it was Haringey, along with other services, you know, I do have to be careful, but they had to hold their hands up to a lot of missed opportunities in helping Victoria, and it's the same social services involved 7 years later. I mean, Victoria was in 2006 to 2007, and they didn't know, social services didn't know that Stephen Barker was living with Tracy and Peter. You know, it said that she hid him and she sent him out. It was like, you know, you were involved in this family's life. But Peter was sent back to Tracy in January 2007, and over the next few months he's hospitalised twice. Bruises, scratches, swelling to the side of his head, and in May 2007 Tracy's arrested again, but in June 2007 a social worker, so does that mean she was arrested but Peter was still allowed to stay with her? Because in June 2007, a social worker spots marks on Peter and she tells police. So she's arrested again, Tracy's arrested again, and on the 4th of June 2007, Peter's sent to that family friend again to be looked after. June 2000, 4th of June 2007. But Haringey had legal advice, which indicated that the wording is the threshold for initiating care proceedings was not met, meaning that, well, I'm taking it as meaning that they didn't think they needed to progress this case any further into foster care or anything else. They gave him back to Tracy. Now, living in that home, unbeknown to social services, because I was Tracy, her new partner Stephen, and Stephen's brother Jason Owen, And on the 1st of August 2007, oh, it's so hard. It's so hard. On the 1st of August 2007, Peter's seen at St Anne's Hospital in London. It was by locum. I'm just going to try and pronounce the name right. Dr. Sabah Al-Zayat. The injuries that Peter's autopsy showed, which would have predated this exam by the locum, were broken ribs and a broken back. He's 18 months and she didn't spot it. Now you do see a photo of Peter that's supposed to have been taken that day, I believe, and all his beautiful blonde hair has been shaved. It doesn't even look shaved, it just looks chopped up. And he's got chocolate all around his mouth. And you think, oh, chocolate. But it was to cover the bruises and what was going on. That's why she smelled chocolate. Probably wasn't even allowed to eat it. You could notice the weight loss in photos, because during this time Tracy was still taking photos of Peter, and you see this poor child's decline through the photos. Looks like his weight, his hair being chopped, and there's a photo which should have been a beautiful photo, which was before whatever had happened to his hair, and it looked like one of them old style, like a coal boy with the flat cap and like a Peaky Blinders kind of look. And from when you look at the photo first, it looks a really cute photo, but when you look closer, you can see a black eye. He's not happy. There's another photo of him in a high chair, again his hair. So I think his hair was done very close to that doctor's appointment, and he's just staring at the camera. He's in a high chair, there's a mirror behind him, and he's just staring blank at the camera. It's just so distressing. It genuinely is. So like I say, all of this went undetected, and this particular doctor just says, oh, he's a bit grizzly today, I won't examine him. He'll be fine. He's just a bit cranky. He's got a bit of a cold. She didn't, nothing. He had a broken back. Now that was on the 1st of August 2007. On the 2nd of August 2007, Tracy was notified that she would not be prosecuted for anything that had happened to Peter at the time she was arrested, with his swollen face and his bruises on his face and his chest that he was having to be hospitalised for. That's on the 2nd of August 2007. Now on the 3rd of August 2007, an ambulance is called, and when the ambulance men come out, Peter's found in his cot. I believe blood spattered cot, just in his nappy, blue completely, but he was tried to be revived there and then. He was then taken to a North Middlesex hospital with Tracy, dosing with her, but unfortunately he was pronounced dead at 12:20 p.m. on that day. That poor child, he was 18 months old. The post-mortem said that he swallowed a tooth after being punched in the face. It said that he was screaming in his cot. People had actually said, when giving evidence, that they'd witnessed him banging his head off the cot. He was, he'd get thrown in there. And on this particular occasion, Stephen's gone, I'll deal with it, goes in, and he just goes quiet. And he punched Peter so hard he knocked his tooth down to his stomach. Like I say, it's a post-mortem, broken back. That's said to have happened when Stephen was playing with Peter and throwing him off, and next thing you know, there was a crack heard and a gut-wrenching scream. And these are all things that are described in the trial. And that was when he broke his back. He had mutilated fingertips and missing fingernails. There was bite marks to his head. Yeah, bite marks available to his head. And that was said to have been when Stephen was trying to train his dogs and he'd set them on Peter. And they didn't know were they dog bites or human bites. So needless to say, Tracy, Stephen and Jason were all arrested. Yeah, because there's another man living in this house while this is going on. You know, on the 11th of November 2008, Stephen Barker, who was 32 at that time, and Jason Owen, who was 36, were found guilty of allowing the death of a child. Tracy, his mum, his mother, who was there when she was lying to social services. Apparently she just spent her days on Facebook and let whatever happened happen. She'd already pleaded guilty to this charge, so but Stephen, Tracy and Jason had all been cleared of murder, so insufficient evidence to prove that any one of them meant to kill Peter. I have to explain that, but it just makes you so angry. What did they think was going to happen? How did they think it was going to end? So in April 2009, Tracy and Stephen, in April 2009, Tracy and Stephen faced charges for the rape of a 2-year-old little girl. So this is a few months after Peter's trial. She was also on Haringey Social Services Child Register. Stephen was found guilty of that charge of raping a 2-year-old little girl. Tracy was found not guilty. Doesn't elaborate on that. And to be honest, up until I started really looking at this, I didn't know she was connected to that at all. So I don't really want to say any more on that because I don't know any more on that. I always thought it was a charge against him because at the time, when the trial for Peter was going on, things were being leaked and that weren't supposed to be, and it was making the trial for the rape of the 2-year-old little girl. It was putting that in jeopardy, jury being biased, etc. But at that time, I always thought it was him that was charged. Whether I don't know, but she was found not guilty anyway. On the 22nd of May 2009, there was a sentencing. Now, Tracy got indefinitely imprisoned. Now, you would think, wow, justice? But no, this was until it was proved she was no longer a harm to the public or children, which meant a minimum of 5 years. Remember what I just said about what happened to Peter. Stephen got life, 12 years for Peter, and 10 years for the rape of the little girl to run concurrently. 12 years. Jason, he was there. That's all I know. He was there. He was indefinitely imprisoned as well. But now not to think, oh, good, justice, because he got 3-year minimum. Now, Tracy was released in 2013 after she served 4 whole years, but she breached her parole agreement terms in 2015. Apparently that was sending indecent images to men, I think. Apparently she was quite infamous when she came out to the low-life, seedy scum that would find her famous. And she was sending indecent photos out, so she was rearrested. And she's still not been released because they're saying, they still think she's harmful to the public and children. What's she released in 2030? Again, I have to be so careful. Voicing my opinion on this because I don't know a lot about the legal system. I don't pretend to, but it just seems so wrong. Stephen, he tried to appeal his sentence for both. That was turned down, and his parole's been turned down. So it's not looking he's going to be released anytime soon. Hopefully, ever. And Jason was released in 2011 after 2 years. 2 years. Even if he didn't lay a hand on him, he was there. But he got recalled to prison, and there's not a lot of information on that. I also have checked if he's been released. There's not, as far as I can make out, from what I found out, all three are still in prison. But Jason Owen, question mark on that. The documentary that I mentioned, Baby P, The Whole Truth, that is where I've watched a lot of these and has a lot of this. I have gained information of it elsewhere as well. But that programme, it does show the nan as well, Tracy's mom. And she mentioned something that really cinched your heart, that when she was there, Peter didn't want to let go. He seemed scared of Stephen. That was his nan. And, she does seem really sad and remorseful, on the show. And she just, but it's just, how could you see? You must have known something was going on. I'm not saying she knew everything. I'm just saying she must have seen the decline in her grandson since from when Stephen moved in. She's got to her. She's on the show. And what I can't go into, because it's very legally winded, I suppose. I don't know the ins and outs of it. All I can tell you is Haringey Social Services, because of the public outcry again, from everyone remembered Victoria Columbia. It was only 7 years earlier. Same social services, same people looking after these children, had failed so badly again. Peter was seen 60 times all in all. But Sharon Shoesmith, who was the Director of Children's Services for Haringey, she was dismissed after this when the inquiry went ahead. You had Maria Ward, who was a social worker who was working closely with Tracy. Maria Ward, she received death threats after this. The public just felt so strong about this poor little boy, and that it had happened again. He had 50 injuries on him. 50 in 8 months. 8 months. And in that time, professionals were seeing him. They even took, unlike Victoria Climbier, who was never actually taken from her aunt, Peter was taken twice. There was a chance there and then, not, don't give him back. And they just failed so badly for this little boy. And yeah, it's just, I told you it was sad. I told you it was awful. I mean, the only, can you say, positive end to this video, I don't know what the future holds for the three people. can't even call her his mother, biological mother. She's still inside, as are the two men, Stephen and Jason, and that's the only kind of positivity you can say from this story. It's just, it's so upsetting. It's just this poor little, and in such a short amount of time. He was 18 months old. He didn't get to experience anything, and the last 8 months of that were just, he must have been terrified. He must have been. It's just, yeah, that was the story of Baby Pay, Peter Connelly. And like I said, there's no programmes that I've normally looked at, i.e. Crimes of Britain, Britain's Darkest News, Faking It Season for, you know, I haven't got it from that, and I don't know why it hasn't been covered in one of those shows. I'm not too sure. I don't know if there's still legalities going on. I don't believe so, but I don't know. But like I say, if you do want to have a look at the documentary, it's Baby P, The Untold Truth. And yeah, I'll put a link in the bottom. You can see how, like, the little photos of him. Just such a beautiful little boy. But most of the links also show his clothes when they were gaining evidence and his injuries. It's a computerised version of the injuries. Obviously, you don't see him, thank God. But even those images are very, very, very distressing. So I will warn you that, along with the photos of him, beautiful, you know, there will be probably those photos there too. And the reason I'm doing the link again is we've just had the most amount of trouble with editing videos. You know, putting the intro on, you must have, obviously that's missing, and the photos that would appear in the corner. Me and my bro are just having a nightmare getting it together. So here I am again, no intro. But yeah, thank you so much, and I'll see you soon. I'm so sorry, I don't even know how to end this one. I don't. But yeah, I will be back, and thank you so much again for joining me. If you want to subscribe, I'd really appreciate it, or pop a comment in the box. And thank you again so much. I'll see you soon. Thank you.